reality. But it's our mind. It's kind of like having a talk show host in the back of your mind. You're just like, oh, this is the new year. I'm going to be successful. And the talk show host in your mind goes, well, didn't you try that last year? How'd that work out for you last year? Or you decide, this year, I'm going to focus on what brings me joy. And your inner little talk show host says, well, you remember that thing that happened yesterday? So the question isn't, why do I have static? The question is, what do I do when it shows up? Because we all have static. Ernest Holmes uses the word correspondence, seed and plant. What we consistently entertain becomes what we tend to experience. It's not a punishment, it's a reflection, just like the reflection in the mirror. Ernest Holmes says, you are a spiritual broadcasting station. I saw this quote this week in this talk, and I really loved it. He said, even if someone throws a brick at us, we need not catch it. It is far better just to step aside. Just because someone throws a brick at you doesn't mean you have to catch it. Because static often comes through other people. Someone might throw a comment. Somebody might throw a criticism. Somebody might throw their mood into the room like it's confetti. And we do something very human. We try to catch it. We catch their tone, and when we throw it back, and then suddenly the air is full of bricks. So here's one of the most liberating truths in our teaching. Just because something is being broadcast doesn't mean you have to tune into it. You don't have to receive someone's negativity as truth. You don't have to accept your anxiety as guidance. You don't have to receive yesterday's story as the verdict on today. Because Ernest Holmes says principle is not bound by precedent. So when you feel static, here's the spiritual process. When you feel static, you name it. In your head, you say, static. And then you ask this question, what am I tuned into right now? Because the question is going to break that hypnosis. It's going to remind you who you are. It's going to remind you to level up, to tune into a different station. Because there's one signal and one power. We can always retune ourselves. Wayne Dyer said it this way: when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's one of my favorite quotes, because I think if you ask anybody, what is it that you believe here at the Center for Spiritual Living? That's a good one-line answer. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's our spiritual philosophy in a sentence. And it's not denial, it's direction. Because we believe that perception is powerful, attention is powerful, consciousness is causative. Y'all know I love Joel Goldsmith. And he said, the silence is not the absence of sound, but is a state of consciousness which enables us to refrain from mental reactions to what is seen or heard. That's a peaceful life, when you can go through life without the static, without having reactions to everything that's going on around you. That's tuning in. That's retuning. That's staying in alignment with what is. Ernest Holmes, that's what treatment, what prayer is, what affirmative prayer is merely staying with an idea. That's prayer. Staying with an idea. It's returning to that idea again and again and again until it becomes your truth, because when it shows up in your life. So, Quitter's Day. Holmes says, if I pray or give an affirmative prayer and nothing happens, I must not quit. I must not be discouraged, because I am dealing with a scientific certainty. The law will not fail me, therefore I must win. So step one is we say, there's some static. Step two, we take a breath and we ask, what am I tuning into right now? And then we remember that there's only one life and we are not separate from it. There is only one power. And we stay with that idea until our consciousness, until our nervous system agrees. It's not about changing the world. It's not about changing God. It's about tuning ourselves into that which is already true. That's our spiritual practice. Are you with me so far? Not only do we have to deal with static, but we have to deal with the fact that we are those spiritual broadcasting stations. We call it vibe or energy or mojo. It's the energy, the atmosphere. If you've ever been around somebody who stays grounded when everything around them is chaotic, you know what that's like. You walk into a room where someone's being very kind and you arrive stressed, you start to soften because of what they're broadcasting. So the question isn't, am I broadcasting? The question is, what am I broadcasting? Are you broadcasting love and peace, or are you broadcasting static? If there's one life and we live inside it, then my inner state doesn't stay neatly contained inside my skull. It moves, it influences. You are adding energy to life around you. Wayne Dyer says, being peaceful isn't an inner attitude. Being peaceful isn't dependent on what your surroundings look like. And then he says, don't go looking for peace, be the peace. Isn't that good advice for the world that we live in today? Don't look out there for peace. Be the peace. Every spiritual healing is the result of one individual sitting in silence, quietly, peacefully waiting, and spirit comes through the consciousness of the one. We don't just tune for ourselves. We tune because we're part of a shared energy field. So one of our spiritual practices is anytime that you are talking to somebody in your silence of your own mind is that you are silently blessing them. You're broadcasting that blessing. So it's easy to say this on a Monday, but what is that, or on a Sunday, but what does it look like on a Monday? It means you pause before you respond. It means you choose the loving sentence instead of the sharp one. It means you step aside instead of catching the brick. You set a boundary without broadcasting irritation. And you walk into a room with an inner decision that I will not bring static into this space and that I will be a presence of peace every time you walk through the door. Because there is only one power. There's only one signal. It is our job to tune into it. And that is being the one in the one. And so it is. So I invite you to close your eyes if you are willing. As we enter into that spiritual practice that we call affirmative prayer, it is that consciousness that choosing to turn within, choosing to tune into a higher perspective, a higher principle, a higher energy, where we know that there is only one life, one love, one creative, perfect intelligence that creates the universe out of itself. And so it is in, through, and as everything, including me and including you. There's only one thing happening here. It's God knowing God. It is peace knowing peace. It is wholeness knowing wholeness. It is a mirror reflecting back everything that we place into it. And so we take this opportunity to tune ourselves in, to tune ourselves up, to set that intention for the new year. And if we get a little bit off, we simply adjust. We come back to this truth that there is only one power, one principle, one presence. No matter what it looks like, there is only one. That is the fundamental truth and nature of the universe. And so it is from this place of knowing, this place of love, this place of divine intention, and limitless possibility that I speak my word this morning for myself and every single person within the sound of my voice. Knowing right where you are, God is present, peace is present, wholeness is present, spirit is present, creative intelligence and joy are present right where you are. And so whatever feels like is missing or staticky, wherever there feels like there seems to be discord or disease or lack or limitation, I know it simply dissolves back into the nothingness from which it came, because that is not the truth. It's just static. And so knowing this is true, I give thanks and great gratitude for this teaching, for the spiritual community, and that knowing, that deep knowing and accepting that there is only one life. That life is God's life, and that life is my life now. And so in great gratitude, I release this word into that infinite law that always says yes. And because I am loved, I know that I am heard. And so I release this prayer, and I simply know it is so, and so it is. Adrian left. I don't know what's happening next. I think I have to start dancing. Oh, Gilman. That makes sense. Yay.
So when I got the talk title for today, I went through my list and I found this song that's by one of my favorite New Thought songwriters. And his name is Al Yankee. By the way, he'll be here next week. And this is called the Unity Song. Oh, it has a sing-along part. Ooh. Now try that. There is no separation. We connect in harmony with one singular creation. So it is, so let it be. There's a light that shines above us, and in everything we see, in the eyes of those who love us, and in those who disagree, that belies a higher power. You can find it all around, in the fragrance of a flower, in a feeling or a sound. One more time. There is no separation. We connect in harmony with one singular creation. So it is, so let it be. So let's lose our expectations and set our spirits free, knowing there's no separation. I am you and you are me. We finally discover what was right there all the time. Life is love and we're all lovers. I am yours and you are mine. Ooh. is no separation. We connect in harmony with one singular creation. So it is, so let it be. So it is, so let it be. Al Yankee wrote that.
Thank you so much, Joan. It's always nice to have you.
Sure.
Now it's time for our giving part. Okay? This one? Okay? That's it. Hello, everybody. It's time for our giving. And I've been with the Center for Spiritual Living here for a long, long time. And I am so grateful that we are so prosperous and so healthy and so loving. It makes us special. And we'd like to keep it that way. And it all helps with whatever you give, whatever you have for us keeping our sanctuary, our home, our sacred spiritual home working well. So let's say it together, our prayer here. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is. And as our hosts come around, just put your hands over the plate if you don't have anything, because that will give you an idea of the warmth and the giving that we have and that we do. If you're not here with us, you can also give online. That's cslb.org, and hit donate, or you can text give at 951-420-6909.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully and gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully and freely. God is a river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive.
Thank you. Well, let's close our hour by circling up, holding hands, and singing our final song.
I didn't get the lyrics printed on the screen, but it's pretty easy. I'm sure you can follow it. It's called Light of Spirit. Let the light of the Spirit shine through me. Let the light of the Spirit shine through you. As our grace and love makes this a brighter world, let the light of the Spirit shine on. Let the light of the Spirit shine through me. Let the light of the Spirit shine through you. As our grace and love makes this a brighter world, let the light of the Spirit shine on. Shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on. Let the light of the Spirit shine on. Let the light of the Spirit shine through me. Let the light of the Spirit shine through you. As our grace and love make this a brighter world, let the light of the Spirit shine on. Shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on. Let the light of the Spirit shine on. Let the light of the Spirit shine on. Let the light of the Spirit shine on.
Let's go break bread together and do it before Adrian eats all the If anyone's going to go into the prayer room, it's right behind your chair.
In my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, in my life, I have been searching for something, but you were my dream. You're perfect, you're golden, your light, your love. You're perfect, you're golden, you're my light, my love. When I breathe, when I swallow, correct.